Much Ado About Nothing, originally written by William Shakespeare, now performed by the Bay School of San Francisco. I'm Gabrielle Lewis, the stage manager of this show. A couple of housekeeping things. Could you please first find an exit just in case of an emergency? There's one at the entrance that everybody entered through, opposite of the entrance to the right, and back of the theater to the left. Secondly, no photographs, just for the sake of the actors, so that they can stay focused and put on the best show possible. Thirdly, please turn off your cell phones or silence them, also for the sake of the actors, so they can stay focused. And lastly, there'll be a 15-minute intermission in the middle of the show. So we hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He has borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
He hath an uncle here in Messina who will be very much glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in them.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so watched. How much better is it to weep at joy than joy at weeping?
I pray you, is Signor Maltanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you asked for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he is returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed, I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll be meat with you. I doubt it not.
He has done good service, lady, in these wars.
You have musty victual, and he hath hoped to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so, indeed. He's no less than a stuffed man. But for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
Oh, you must not, sir, mistake my niece. There's a very sort of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man done with one. So that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse. For it is all the wealth that he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his face, but as the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your boast.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion now? Is there no young squire now that will make void with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord! He will hang upon him like a disease. He's sooner caught in the pestilence than the taker what's presently mad. God help the noble Claudio! If he have caught the Benedict, it'll cost him 1,000 pounds ere he be cured.
I would hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You'll never run mad, niece.
No, not till hot January.
Don Pedro has approached.
Ladies, are you come to meet your troubles? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, yet give temper.
Never came trouble to our house, for likeness of your grace.
You'll grace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
I wonder that you'll still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain die while she hath such meet food to feed it as Signor Benedict. Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Why, then is courtesy a turncoat? But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted, and I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and for such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot,
A
teacher.
bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse at the speed of your tongue, but keep your way. In God's name I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That's some of all, Leonata. Signor Benedict and Signor Claudio, my dear friends, have invited you all. I tell them we shall stay at the least a month, and they heartily pray some occasion may detain us further. I dare swear they aren't hypocrites, but straight from the heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn.
Let us bid you welcome, my lord, being reconciled by the prince, your brother.
We owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Your hand will go together.
Benedict, didst thou know the daughter of Leonata and Imogen? I noted her not, but I looked on her. Is she not a modest young lady? Do you ask me as an honest man should do for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom as a professed tyrant to their sex? No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment. Why, in faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that, were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her. Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee tell me how thou really likest her. Would you buy her that you inquire after her? Can the world buy such a jewel? Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you with the sad brow? In mine eyes she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on. I can see yet without spectacle, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you? I would scarce trust myself, though henceforth in the country your hero would be my wife. Is come to this? Might I never see a bachelor of threescore again? Look, Don Pedro's returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonata's?
He is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonata's short daughter.
Amen if you love her, the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine. And by my two faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine. That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I feel neither how she should be loved nor how she should be worthy is the opinion fire cannot melt out of me. I will die of it at the stake.
That was ever an obstinate heretic in despite of you.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give most humble things. But that I will hang my bugle and send an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. I will live a bachelor.
I will see thee ere I die, though pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, as time shall try, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear, pluck out the bull's horn, set them in my forehead, and let them be vilely painted with such great letters as they write, here is good horse to hire. Let them signify under my sign. Here you may see Benedict, the married man.
In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, prepare to Leonata's. Commend me to her and tell her I will not fail her at supper, for indeed she hath made great preparation.
Examine your conscience. And so, I leave you.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach.
Hath Leonata Imogen any son, my lord?
No child but hero, she is their only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudia?
My lord, when we went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked but had a rougher task in hand than to drive life into the name of love. But now I am returned, and those war thoughts have left places vacant, and in the rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love fair hero, cherish her, and I will break with her and with her mothers, and thou shalt have her. I know you will have revelry tonight. I will assume thy disguise in some part, and tell fair hero I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her here in prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after 2 mothers will I break, and the conclusion is, thou shalt have her. In practice, let us put it presently.
Come now, sister, where is my cousin, your son? Hath he provided this music?
He is very busy about it, but sister, I can tell you strange news that you yet dreamt not of.
Are they good?
As the event stamps them, they have a good cover, they show well outwards. The Prince and Count Claudio, walking in a thick pleached alley in mine orchard, were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The Prince discovered to Claudio that he was in love with my niece, your daughter, and meant to discover it tonight in a dance. And if he found her recorded, he meant to take the present time by the top and break with you of it instantly. Has the fellow any wit that told you
Oh,
this?
good sharp fellow, send for him and question him yourself.
No, we'll hold it as a dream until it appear itself. But we will prepare our daughter withal, that she may be better prepared with the answer, if her adventure this be true.
Cousins, we know what we have to do. Oh, I cry you mercy, friends. Go you with me, and I will use your skill. Good cousin, have a care this busy time.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds, therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being, as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide that I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach and wait on no man's business. Sleep when I am drowsy and tend on no man's leisure. Laugh when I am merry and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied but that I'm a plain-dealing villain. I'm trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a claw. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it. Who comes here? What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any bottle to build mischief on?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
And who? Which way looks he?
Mary on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
A very forward march, chick. How came you to this?
I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo her for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure, and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon thy lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
He's of a very melancholy disposition. He were an excellent man that would be just in midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing, the other too like my lady's eldest son, ever more tattling.
Well then, have Senior Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and have Count John's melancholy in Senior Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman in the world if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get a husband if thou bist so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
And by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Just if God sent him no husband for the blessing I imagine upon my niece every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband and that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore, I will even take 6 pence in earnest of the bear herd, and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate. And there the devil will meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head and say, "Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for you babes." So, deliver I up my apes and await St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there we live, as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your mothers.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, "Mother," as it please you. But yet for all that, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, "Mother," as it please me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Oh, no, aunt, I'll none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly I hold it a sin to match with my kindred.
Niece, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, aunt. I can see a church by daylight.
The rebels are entering. Sister, make a burn.
Daughter, remember what I told you of. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
Lady, you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly, look sweetly, and say nothing. I'm yours to walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me, your company.
I may say so when I please.
When it please you to say so.
When I like your favor, for God defend the loot should be like the case.
My advisor is Philemon's room inside the house of Job.
Why then, your visor should be thatched.
Speak low, speak low.
What would you have like me?
So had not I for your own sake, for I have many qualities.
Which is what?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The hearers may cry amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk.
No more words. The clerk has answered.
Now I know you well enough. You're Signora Antonia. At a word I am not. I know you by the waggling of your head.
Tell you true, I counterfeit her.
You could never do me so well unless you were the very woman. Here's her dry hand up and down. You are she. You are she.
Tell you true, I am not.
Come, you better not know you by your excellent wit. What virtue had it some? Go to mum. You are she. Look there. And there's it. Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful, that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales. Well, this was Sir Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I. Believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray. What is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester, very willful. His gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he is in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do, we must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
The princess amorous on Hero and has withdrawn her mother's break with her about it. The ladies follow her, but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
You know me well, I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So too did I, and I heard him swear he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save for the office and affairs of love. This is an accident of hourly proof which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio,
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow, about your own business, accounting for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy in her.
But did you thank the prince to have served you thus? I pray you, leave me. Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
It will not be, I'll leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl, now will he creep into the sedges. But to think, my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's fool? Ha! It may be I go under that title because I am married. But so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Master, where's the count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace have got the goodwill of this young lady. You, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I will but teach it to sing and restore it to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith you say honestly.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman she danced with told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak with but one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I'd been myself, that I was a prince's fool, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest which impossible conveyance upon me, that I stood like a man at a mark with whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards and every word stabs. For her breath is terrible, as her terminations there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam hath left before he transgressed. Come, talk not, sir. I would to God some scholar conjure her, for it is certain while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary. And so indeed, all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
Oh, look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand to the Antipodes you can devise to send me. Fetch you a toothpicker from the furthest inch of China. Bring you the length of John Prester's foot. Fetch you a hair from the great Tim's beard. Do you have any embassage to the pygmies rather than speak 3 words conference with this harpy?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord, he lent it me a while. I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one. Married once before, he won it of me with false dice. Therefore, your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady, you have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Well, how now, Count? Wherefore art thou sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil Count. Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think you're blazing to be true, though, if it be so, as conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is one. I have broken with her mothers, and their goodwill attained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of us our daughter, and with her our fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say, Amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is but the perfectest token of joy, and I am but little happy to tell you how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours, and give myself away for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let not him speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells me in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord, for alliance, thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may well sit in a corner and cry, hey ho, for a husband!
Well, Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I had rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands and made me come by them.
Well, Lady Beatrice, will you have me?
No, unless I might have another one for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and be merry best becomes you. Out of question, you were born a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord. My mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy on.
By your grace's pardon?
By my troth, pleasant spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She's never sad but when she sleeps.
And for never sad then.
For I've heard my daughter say she hath often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all the wooers out of suits.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Count Claudio, when are you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord, time goes on crutches till love hath all its rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence just a seven-night and a time too brief to have all things answer in my mind.
You shake thee head so long of breathing, but I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dilly by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring the Lady Beatrice and Signor Benedict together into a mountain of affection. I would fain have it a match and doubt what's a fashion, and if the four of you will administer assistance, I shall give you direction.
My lord, I'm for you, that cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord?
And you, gentle hero?
I'll do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopeless husband that I know. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory will be ours, for we are the only loved gods. Come with me. I will tell you my truth.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonata.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be mentionable to me. I am sick and displeased with women, and whatsoever comes athwart, his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I'm in favor of Margaret, the lady hero's gentlewoman.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint you to look out of her mistress's chamber window.
What life isn't that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation you do mightily hold up, to a contaminated stale, such a one as hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo hero, and kill Leonata. Look you for any other issue?
Despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw the Don Pedro and Count Claudio on. Tell them that you know hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal to both the prince and Claudio, as in love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match and Stram's reputation, which is thus likely to be cozened with the semblance of a maid, which you have discovered thus. They shall scarcely believe you without trying. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at your chamber window. Here, Margaret, call me Claudio. Here, yourself, term Margaret, hero. And bring them to see us the very night before the holy wedding. For in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming honesty in hero's disloyalty, that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can, and I will put it into practice. Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be they constant in the accusation, and my cunning will not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
Boy,
Signor,
in my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
I'm here already, sir.
I know that, but I would have thee hence and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another's a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there were no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now will he rather hear the tabor and the pipe. He was wont to walk 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now will he lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of a new Dublin. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man or a soldier. And now is he turned orthography, his words a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell, I think not. Love may transform me to an oyster, but I'll take my oath on it, till he have made an oyster of me, he shall not make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come upon my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise or I'll none, virtuous or I'll never cheapen her, fair or I'll never look on her, mild or come not near me, noble or not I for an angel, of great discourse and excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it pleases God. The prince and Monsieur love, I'll hide me.
See where Benedict can himself.
Oh, very well, my lord.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Oh, good my lord, tax not so bad a voice, to slander music any more than once.
It is the witness still of excellency to put a strange face on his own perfection. I pray thee sing, and let me woo no more.
Because you talk of wooing, I will sing, since many a wooer doth commence his suit. To her he thinks not worthy, yet he woos, yet will he swear he loves.
Nay, pray thee, come, or if thou wilt hold longer argument, do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
It's very cautious that he speaks. Notes, notes forsooth, and nothing.
Now, divine there, now is his soul rabid. Is it not strange that sheep's guts should hail souls from men's bodies? Well, a horn for my money when all's done.
Sign no more, lady, sign no more. Men will deceive her ever. One foot in sea and one on shore. To one thing constant never. And sign not so, but let them go. Be like their body. Virgin sounds of woe. Day, night, night, night. Sing no more, lady, sing no more. Dark, dull, and heavy. The Friday was ever so since I first was living. Inside my soul, let them go. Be like their body. Virgin sounds of woe. Day, night, night, night.
I might stroke a good song.
And you'll singer, my lord.
No, faith, thou singst well enough.
And he had been a dog that should have howled thus, they would have.
I pray thee get us some good music for tomorrow night. We would have it at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell. Come hither, Leonata. What was it you were telling me of today that your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she